Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about the softening of the water. So in the previous slide we have discussed about the disinfection of the water, what are the method of disinfection of the water and what is the necessity of the disinfectant we have already been discussed. So now we will be discussing about softening of the water. It is last water treatment process. So softening of the water is mainly done to reduce or to remove the hardness from the water. Hardness is mainly due to the divalent metallic ions like Ca2+, Mg2+, Fe2+, Mn2+, etc. And there are two types of hardness, that is temporary or carbonate hardness and permanent or non-carbonate hardness. Okay, so temporary is also we can say it as carbonate hardness and permanent hardness is also we can say it as non-carbonate hardness. The permissible hardness is about 75 to 115 mg per liter and the softening may be done by the water utility at the treatment plant or by the consumer at the point of use. So in the permissible hardness of the water is to be 75 to 115 mg per liter and the softening may be done by the water utility at the treatment plant. The softening water can be done or by the consumer at the point of the use. Why softening? Why we will use the water or why we will remove the hardness from the water? Okay. To reduce of soap consumption, lowered cost in the maintenance of plumbing, improved taste in food prepared, it is must for industrial suppliers. Okay, so why softening of the water? It has been done. It is mainly done to reduce of soap consumption. It is to improve the taste in food that has been prepared by us or any human beings. Lower cost in the maintenance of the plumbing. It is most for the industrial supplies. So next is removal of temporary hardness. So temporary hardness is due to carbonates and bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. It can be removed either by two processes, that is boiling or by adding lime to the water. Okay, so temporary hardness is mainly due to carbonate and the bicarbonate of the calcium and the magnesium. It is mainly removed either by the boiling or adding excess amount of lime to the water. First we will be reading about boiling. CaCO3 is slightly soluble in water, so it usually exists in the water as a bicarbonate. Boiling will lead to the precipitations of CaCO3 and the release of carbon dioxide. Okay, you can see here I have used this equation. Okay, so while boiling will lead to the precipitation of CaCO3 and release of carbon dioxide, and the magnesium carbonates and the bicarbonates are not satisfactorily removed. So MgCO3 is soluble. Okay, so it is all about the boiling part. Next is lime. While we will add lime to the water, hydrated lime is added to the water, then the efficient removal of both the calcium and magnesium carbonates. If we are adding the hydrated lime to the water, then the removal of the calcium and magnesium carbonates, it can be done. Okay, you can see here the chemical equations you can see here. Okay, and the precipitated compounds can be removed in the sedimentation tank. So this is all about the removal of temporary hardness. Okay, next we will be reading about, that is removal of permanent hardness. This is all about, I have read about removal of temporary hardness. This is of two method or two types. First is boiling, second one is adding lime to the water. Next one is removal of permanent hardness. So there are two methods. First is lime soda process, second one is ion exchange process. So in the first lime soda process, both the carbonate and the non-carbonate hardness can be removed. Lime also helps in removal of free dissolved carbon dioxide. Large quantity of the sludge are encountered. Okay, so in the lime soda process, both the carbonate and the non-carbonate hardness, it can be removed from the water. And lime also helps in removal of free dissolved carbon dioxide. And these all are the equations you can see here. Okay. And the large quantity of the sludge are encountered. All of us know what do you mean by sludge? They are encountered. Next process, that is ion exchange to remove the hardness from the water. First is cation exchange. Next is calcium and magnesium can be replaced by a non-hardness cation, usually sodium. Synthetic resin, that is polymer, coated with the exchange material in the modern application. Na2SCO3 does not cause hardness. Home use softeners are almost ion exchange units. They may be either gravity or the pressure filters. Okay, so it is the second process, that is ion exchange to remove the hardness from the water. It is one type of a cation exchange. And calcium and magnesium, the both can be replaced by a non-hardness cation, usually by sodium. It can be replaced by a sodium by a non-hardness cation. Next is synthetic resin, that is polymer. It is coated with the exchange material in the modern application. Okay, you can see here the chemical equation I have written here. And Na2SCO3 whole 2 does not cause hardness. And home use softeners are almost ion exchange units. They may be either gravity or the pressure filters. Okay. Next is capacity and efficiency of the ion exchange softeners. What is the capacity and exchange of the ion exchange softeners? First is type of sodium medium and type of exchange material, and last one is contact time. Okay. So this is all about the capacity and efficiency of the ion exchange softeners. So we have read about today, that is softening of the water. And in the softening of the water, it is due to the mainly removal of hardness, and there are two types of hardness, that is temporary hardness and permanent hardness. And in the removal of temporary hardness, there are two methods which can be removed by that is boiling or by adding lime to the water. Okay, these are the two methods. And last one, that is removal of permanent hardness. How we can remove the permanent hardness from the water? There are also two types or two methods, that is lime soda process and ion exchange process. Okay, these are the two methods while we can remove the permanent hardness from the water. This is all about that. And this is all about the chapter 3, that is the treatment of the plants. And these are the assignment questions. Mention the types of filter. Also I have written what are the types of filter. What is coagulation? Name the chemicals and related reaction used for the coagulation. Okay, I have discussed this also, what is coagulation and what are the chemicals and related reaction it is used for the coagulation. Draw the flow sheet showing the different treatment units of the water purification plant. Okay, flow sheet we will be showing for aeration, sedimentation, filtration, disinfection, softening. All these are the water treatment units we will be showing. And write down the construction features and working principle of rapid sand filter. Also I have discussed about the in the types of filter, slow sand filter and the rapid sand filter. And in the rapid sand filter I have also discussed about the working principle, purposes, construction, and how it can be cleaned, and what is the period of cleaning, and what is the efficiency of the rapid sand filter. All of this I have discussed in the rapid sand filter. And last is what do you mean by disinfection of the water, and briefly explain the different method of disinfections. As all of us know, disinfection of the water is one type of a water treatment process, and explain the different methods of the disinfection that already have been discussed. Boiling of the water, excess pH, that is excess lime, silver treatment, potassium permanganate. These are all types of method of disinfection. Okay, so these are all about chapter 3. If any doubt, you can ask me on the next slide. Thank you.